Good evening. 3 local men are facing drug charges following 2 unrelated but very similar traffic stops Saturday evening. Now, as a result, RCMP say $6,000 worth of drugs have been taken off Lloydminster streets. Corporal Shane Hartwell says police pulled over the first vehicle around 10 p.m. after the driver allegedly blew through a red light. Officers reported smelling marijuana and they seized 270 grams of the illegal substance. Then, only about 20 minutes later, officers pulled over another vehicle for allegedly going through a stop sign. Now, in that case, officers seized 29 grams of cocaine and a small amount of marijuana.
I think it's a case of just your chances, right? And in this particular case, they just happened to stop 2 random vehicles that both had drugs in them. And it's just kind of rather ironic that they happen to be about 20 minutes apart.
19-year-old Robin Holtz is charged with possession of marijuana for the purpose of trafficking. 22-year-old Gordon Howard and 27-year-old Matthew McAllister are both charged with possession of cocaine. Howard is also facing other charges, including failure to appear in court.
At the end of the day, certainly being out there watching for traffic offenses, because one thing can lead to another.
Now, Hartwell says all 3 men are known to be involved in the drug trade. A 19-year-old man who's been on the run since early May from Bonnyville RCMP has been arrested in Edmonton. Now, on the evening of May 6th, RCMP responded to a complaint at a home on the Kahiwin Cree Nation. Now, Mounties say Brandon Swade Batoche allegedly pointed a firearm at police and assaulted the officers before setting several grass fires. Now, as a result, the house was destroyed in the blaze. Batoche was wanted on a Canada-wide warrant. Now, last Monday, investigators closed in on an apartment block in Edmonton and arrested the 19-year-old without incident. Batoche is slated to appear in court next Tuesday. Well, North Battleford's 100-year-old Saskatchewan Hospital is one step closer to being replaced. A group of patients, staff, architects, board members and provincial officials are in the middle of a 2-week-long planning process. Now, they gave the public their first glimpse of what the new hospital could look like. The group is looking for ways to make improvements over the old facility, specifically when it comes to patient care, and ways to make the new hospital more welcoming. Now, the Saskatchewan Hospital is the province's only psychiatric rehabilitation and forensic hospital. The new building will be housed on the same grounds. The border city is growing as city officials say they are preparing for a population of 50,000 by 2032. Now, today, Council introduced the Municipal Development and Integrated Community Sustainability Plans to the public. Both were the work of a 3-year project between city officials and outside planners and touch on everything from future land use to municipal services and facilities. Bart Padiasic reports.
It's a document about where we're going, how we're going to get there, how long it might take, what are the principles behind the decisions that need to be made.
The 200-page document was the talk of council this afternoon. Councillor Linnea Goodhand says she has high hopes that the plan will give Lloydminster and future councils a better focus as the city grows.
It really does have a sense that this won't just last for a year, it won't last for my term, it'll be here for many terms to come. And that's good work, that's important work that any council needs to do to set future councils up for success.
The plan was 3 years in the making and replaces the old guidelines the city set back in 2000. Mayor Jeff Mulligan says while the new document is more thorough, it's still more of a guide than a set of rules.
Well, I think for years we didn't have that base or those guideposts. So you would make decisions in a reactive mode. This allows you to make decisions in a proactive mode within the plan.
To Mayor Mulligan, one of the highlights of the guide is how it plans for future expansion.
The realization that the things we have to do in the next 20 years will make us more metropolitan. That's densification in some areas. That's using innovative plans around areas of public transit and the use of our lands and getting more out of our infrastructure.
And being new to municipal politics, Councillor Goodhand says the plan is not only important for her, but to the public as well.
As a tool for learning for a new councillor, it was terrific for me to get a sense of what a city needs to do and what a city needs to put its mind to, and I'd certainly recommend to our citizenry to go on the website and have a look at it.
The plan will now be advertised and will return to council for final approval in July. You can view the current document at e4lloydminster.ca. Bart Padiasic, Newcap News.
The Fine Arts Show is in its 7th year at the Bard Colony Heritage Cultural Centre, now to display of paintings and sculptures featuring artists all over Alberta and Saskatchewan. Now, with 4 separate divisions, there is a range of submissions, with youths to experts competing.
The show consists of several categories so that it doesn't, we try not to exclude any genres, just so everybody can see all the different types. So it's quite an eclectic mix.
The show's organizer hopes the annual exhibit will encourage new artists to enter their work.
It just gets people a chance to, you know, up their game, to just try that little bit harder and surprise themselves. And also it allows the public to see a wide variety of artwork.
With each year the show runs, Arts Without Borders is seeing a bigger turnout of both artists and visitors to the display.
It is getting more and more known, and the longer we run, the more credibility the show gets, and the fact that we get national standing jurors in also gives it quite a bit of credibility.
Awards for the winners of each category will be presented at the Mayor's Celebration of the Arts this Thursday at Vic Juba Community Theatre.